Hey everybody, it's Judy and Jackie. So it's
Hi.
nice to meet you. How are you today?
Nice to meet you also. I'm great. I'm just living vicariously through you and everybody who's been at the
Yeah.
trial.
Yeah, it's so exciting to be here in Tallahassee. And this evening, the reason why I'm late sort of is because Patty and I drove around. We were trying to find Fred High Coffee. And so we went there and we're like, oh, this is where, I guess Wendy and Jeff went. And that's where Jeff allegedly found her kind of canoodling with her
Yes.
other boyfriend. And so we took some pictures there and we found a bullet casing outside in the
Stop.
parking lot. I was like, oh
Stop.
my gosh, what is this not a good neighborhood? And then we drove to Dan's house on Trescott. And of course, it's not a shortcut. There were tons of speed humps all
Yes,
over.
huge ones, what is what it looks like. Are they big? Because they look like the big
Yes.
giant ones. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're multiple. Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's still, cars, and so we drove over there. Then we were trying to get to that Winthrop Park, which is very close to Dan's house, but we
Oh, where
couldn't figure
Luis was waiting?
yeah, we couldn't figure out how to get into there, though. It was just like all these like weird routes and stuff. But the last time I was here for Charlie's trial, True Lifestyle, Susan already took me there to see the bench in Dan's memory. So
Mm.
so we're like, okay, we're starving. Let's find a restaurant. So we continued driving and we took pictures outside the ABC liquor store. Yeah. So it's cool
With
to
your
be here.
bullet, not bourbon, rye whiskey.
Yeah, yeah. So tell me about yourself and how you got into this case.
Well, I had a YouTube channel way back in the day when everybody was doing makeup,
Mhm,
and I did that, and I remember hearing about this case. I lived in
mhm,
Florida when this, first happened in 2014, and of
mhm,
course, it was, like, huge news down there. So, once I started kind of revisiting it when, Charlie was getting ready to go to trial,
mhm.
I have a fly in here. I live on a dairy farm right now, so
Oh, so you're swatting
so
flies?
there's a fly in my house every single day.
Oh gosh.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, so, it was just so confusing and so many people had, I mean, there's just so many people you don't usually see a crime like this when there's like, a half a dozen people that are involved. So I just
Mhm,
figured with all the information, kind of making the way my brain works and everything, just making like compilation videos. I was doing it for my sister-in-law just to kind of explain everything to her. And I'm like, let's turn this one live and see what happens. And the rest is
mhm.
history.
Yeah, so are you a professional makeup artist?
No.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
a
Well, you
professional
look beautiful.
nothing.
Oh, cool. Well, I have to ask you what do you do for your lashes and
Oh, I
eyes?
just have the little, like, uh, like, they go underneath, so I just stick them on underneath, and then they stay for, like, a week.
Really?
I'm yes,
Oh.
yes, they're awesome. I buy them from Amazon for, like, 10 bucks for, like, the
Oh.
little strip lashes, but the small ones. I used to
Oh.
do, like, the strip over the top, but now, yeah, I like the little ones.
Oh, okay, because my sister told me about getting professional extensions done. It costs about 200 something dollars, and I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know, maybe I'm too old to be into doing that
No,
stuff."
I
Yeah.
wouldn't do that either, so no, I
Yeah.
just do it from Amazon. I do it myself, it's not hard to do, so
Yeah. Okay. Okay, well, cool. So what did you think of today's proceedings? Did you watch it?
God, yes, this was
Mhm,
crazy. I okay, first of all, I'm so disappointed that Donna didn't decide to testify, which I was watching and you were with Patty.
mhm.
She can decide to testify tomorrow? Again, she can change her
Yeah,
mind?
she probably could. And I was just watching SDS at 2x speed. So I think it was Tim Jansen who said, yeah, if she changes her mind tomorrow morning, I'll bet you the judge will let her because once again, you got to make sure that she doesn't have more appealable issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
wanna see her testify. I'm
yeah.
surprised she didn't, but I know I mean, she
Mhm.
watched what Georgia did to
Yes.
that second
Yes.
lawyer up there, so I don't really blame her. I wouldn't wanna
Yeah,
be up against Georgia on the other side of her.
that's right. Like Georgia totally broke out of her mold and was getting on fire against
I
Lisa
was living
Bailey.
for it. It was so
Can
awesome.
I say, as an attorney who does lots of family law cases, I apologize on behalf of those family lawyers. We're not all like that. It was so
No
embarrassing
kidding.
seeing
It was
those two
embarrassing.
attorneys.
It was
Yeah,
awful, and I'm
yeah.
telling my husband about it because I gave him a rundown at the end of every day, and he's
Mhm.
like, "So, basically, they were just saying what a terrible person Dan was?" I said, "Yeah, that was basically their entire testimony
It was
was."
so off-putting. It's like, look, you don't know what he was going through. You have some nerve to just be looking at pieces of paper and saying that he shouldn't have done that, or this was a mistake and this was like meritless or whatever. It's so obvious that Lisa Bailey was being like a paid hack. And that's what I've seen. I mean, it's sad to say, but in my own experience, when I see these paid experts, for example, relocation experts or child psychologist experts, they're making tons of money just to constantly be a professional witness. That's
Yeah.
what they're getting paid to do. It's like becoming like a paid WHORE for
Yes.
people in the
No, I
legal
agree.
context.
I
Makes
agree,
you
and I
lose
feel like
respect.
yeah,
Yeah,
it comes off that way too. I mean, I
yeah,
don't feel like you have to be a professional anything to realize how just smarmy and unlikable both and obviously they're Wendy's lawyers, so they're gonna be biased to begin with. The one lawyer went to a divorce party with her. What in the hell? Like, why would you do that, and why would you testify to that? I thought that was just the weirdest thing. I mean, maybe he
yeah,
just thought that Georgia knew about that and wanted to bring it up before she did, but that was so weird.
yeah,
So weird.
yeah. And let me think. So Kristen Adamson, I feel, didn't come across as poorly as Lisa Bailey. So I
Agree.
maybe I shouldn't lump them both together, but both of them did say some stuff that kind of was like, what the, like, why are you saying this? But I think it was Bailey that really got to me because she just seemed to be so dismissive and kind of arrogant, kind of dismissive of Dan Markel's concerns and acting like, oh, this is just a run of the mill divorce case. I'm like, I've never heard of any divorce case personally where somebody was thinking of offering $1 million to somebody to take the kids.
Yeah, it
So,
was very off-putting and
mhm,
just, the way she's avoiding when you're up there as a witness for the other side and you get crossed, not answering the questions, being obviously avoiding answering these questions. I mean, when Georgia asked her, like, "I might think my garbage stinks, but the garbage man might. Do you understand that?" And
yeah,
she's like, "No, that
duh.
makes no sense to me." It's like, "Yes, it
Yeah,
does."
yeah, she just made herself look stupid. I've
Yeah.
seen some comments like on SDS, and people are like, this lady should be embarrassed because her professional reputation has just gone out the window.
Yeah.
And saying like, oh, $80,000 isn't a lot of cash or
Yeah, or depending
whatever.
on who you ask, and George is like, "Exactly. That's the whole point that I'm trying to make. Depending on who
Mhm,
you are and, where you're coming from and your perspective, like, obviously, yeah, you don't have 10,000 pages." But she
mhm.
made a great point. She said, "They might have." And she's like, "Oh, no, the divorce was final." It's like, "Yeah," and then they filed another half a ream of copy paper of
Yep.
motions after that. It was ridiculous.
Exactly. It's like she was so biased. It was like she was told what to say. She did. I mean, I had high hopes for her because Katie Pokenschutz, the Tallahassee attorney who was on yesterday with
Mhm.
me, she said she knows her and she's cool and she's like a straightforward type. But I was like, whoa, like she just seemed like a paid hack. Sorry to
Yeah.
say, but she was there for that paycheck.
I agree, I agree. I think Marisol Descalcio was the only one who came across professional and, you know, not having some sort of agenda because everybody else seemed like they had, that they were either coached by the state or told
Mhm.
what they were supposed to say. I mean, it all came across very phony in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta hand it to Maricel Descalzo. You're right. She did seem professional, but I was kind of taken aback when she said she specializes in criminal defense because a couple of years ago she flubbed up saying something stupid about, does Donna need to be extradited to Tallahassee or something? And from her website a couple of years ago, it sounded like she was mostly doing immigration or some civil stuff. So that's why people were all like, why did the Adelsons keep hiring people without
Yeah.
significant murder trial experience?
Yeah, it was really weird. Well, they hire people that they they like. Like, they hire people who they feel will, do whatever for
Yeah,
them.
henchmen. Yeah, or
Yes.
yes men.
Yes, 100%. That's what I was totally getting on Rashi, and geez, if you woulda told me after Charlie's trial, "You're gonna see people that will make Rashbaum look like a genius," I wouldn't have believed you for a second. For
Yeah.
a second.
Oh, let's address this. So people want to know, like, what brand of flashes do you recommend? Because
Um,
I go too. Do you recall what
yeah,
the
they're just like they're like they're not like strip lashes. What? Hold on, I'll look in my Amazon
or
orders
is it
right
like
now.
some no-name brand from China?
Yes, it's just some nonsense brand. I mean, I
Those
get
brand
like
from China on Amazon.
yes, and they're small, so you just stick them on, like, one by one. They're not individuals, but they're like
Mhm.
if you took, like, a long strip lash and you cut it up into, like, 6 or 7 pieces, that's what they are, and then there's,
Oh,
like, this two-part glue. It's like a bond on the one side, which make it sticky, and then it's a seal on the other side. It's not hard. It's definitely, like, a little bit of a learning curve, but
mhm.
it's not bad.
Okay, well, that's cool. Yeah, I think I'd be too afraid to do it on myself and look terrible. So,
Well, you can
yeah,
always
thank
take them
you.
off, but then they stay on for, like, 2 weeks if you treat them
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So WTF is wrong with Fulford? Well, this is just a rumor, but someone said they heard she had a pill addiction, at least in the past, and that, well, this is not just a rumor, but Stephen Webster was very brave. He just came out on STS and flat out said Fulford lied to him and
Yes.
lied to their colleagues in the prosecutor's office, saying she had cancer.
Yes,
Mhm.
I was listening to that. I think I saw it live as it was happening, and I was just flabbergasted, and I said, "I hope they don't take this down afterwards." I was
Mhm.
shocked, and I had already gone through all of her charges and everything that she was, getting charged for before having the cardboard cutout of the sheriff in her, chambers. Like,
Oh.
I mean, just so unprofessional in my opinion. I mean, granted, I'm not a judge, but I
Mhm.
also don't have a cardboard cutout of, like, Joel from STS sitting back there either, so it just came off a little weird to me.
Yeah. Oh, so is Zelman going to do the closing? Is that what people have heard?
I
Do
feel
you
like
guys know?
that would be the
Okay.
smarter choice, I feel
Well,
like.
that makes sense because Fulford did the opening, so it
Opening, yeah.
makes sense to make him do the closing. But I have been so disappointed with Zelman, just based on what people like Mentor Lawyer and maybe another local lawyer, they said they knew him and he's a really good attorney.
Yeah, I know. That's what they were saying on, STS too. Joel was like, "Yeah, he's a really nice guy." This was right after or no, 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 this was when they were doing the voir dire for the jury. And he
Mhm.
says, "And Sarah and, Georgia are so personable that he's just gonna look not personable compared to them." I said, "No, he would still look personable if he was personable." He was not personable. I felt like the way he was talking to the jury was really yucky, and then you've got Judge Everett too, who's, like, so sweet and so nice and so personable,
Yeah.
and then you've got this defense team that's I don't feel like making any fans with the jury.
Yeah, they seem so condescending and
Yes.
Jackie Fulford did some weird stuff and like Zellman's like kind of like glaring at people, with this kind of like I mean, I keep saying condescending, but that's what I keep
Yes.
thinking of with his
That's
demeanor.
exactly how it's coming off. No, it's coming off very, better than you, and, like, what did he say in the beginning of the voir dire? He's like, "I'm from Miami." It's like, "What are you doing here?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
what
not
are
gonna
you
make
trying to
people
do?"
wanna connect with you if you're just, like, saying that you're from Miami, you know?
Yeah, it was really weird.
Yeah. So, oh, what were we gonna? Oh, I did want to also mention that I'm kind of disappointed because I really wanted Stephen Webster, Ruth Markel, and Sarah Youssef to testify. I thought that could have really enhanced the state's presentation.
I know. I was surprised when they decided that they weren't gonna do a rebuttal because I'm like, "What about the new wires? What about the
Mhm.
rest of the witness bribing stuff about how there was the rumors that, you know, one of the lawyers brought in a phone or an Apple Watch to
Mhm.
do these calls and, what
Mhm.
else was the other one? That they were trying to harm Rob and
Yeah, I
Trina's
wonder why
mom."
that
I'm
wasn't
like,
brought
"I
up.
wanna
Isn't that
know."
weird? Yeah.
I mean, this is just selfish reasons. I just wanna know the tea on a personal
Yeah,
personal level.
besides knowing the tea, it's like they needed to humanize Dan Markel, and who better than Stephen Webster and Dan Markel's mother to talk about Dan Markel as well as Stephen Webster could have challenged those attorneys on how the tenor of the family court case was going,
Yeah.
and Ruth Markel could have testified about Donna's weird behavior toward her. Remember in her book, she wrote that maybe about less than a year after Dan was murdered, Ruth was still able to visit the grandkids, but Wendy was always around or Donna was always around. She could
Like
never be.
supervised visits almost.
Yeah, yeah. And then Donna just went up to her when they were at maybe a museum or a playground or something and said, "Who would do this in broad daylight?" So I'm like, look, if you were being extorted, then why would you wonder to Ruth, who would do this in broad daylight?
Ugh.
That counters your claim that, oh, poor Charlie was being extorted and he told me, so we had to keep giving money to these Latin King gang members.
Yeah, and we didn't tell you, Wendy, because it would have changed the relationship with everybody. I know, it's disgusting. And the way that the lawyers were talking today about Dan as if what he wanted was, like, disgusting. It's like he loved his kids,
Yeah.
and he wanted like, who cares if he goes and visits them at daycare when
Yeah,
it's
that's a
Wendy's
nice.
day? You're
Yeah.
not even with them. Like, you're dropping them off. She's, like, barely even working, dropping her kids off. They were like babies, you know? I
Mhm.
mean, it was just it was just not cute at all, any part of today. Any part
Yeah.
of the entire defense's, argument has been, I feel like, just really I don't feel like it's done anything for them.
Yeah, it's very lackluster. It's like that's all you got? You got these, like, doddering old friends who look like liars or fools on the stand
Yes. Georgia had
talking.
Annie too yesterday.
Mhm.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, so you talked to her on WhatsApp?" She's like, "Yeah, I did." She's like, "Oh, well, they didn't even have voice calls." And she's like, "Well, it must have been on something else then."
Viber. Yeah, right. I'm like, "Give me a
Annie,
break. You didn't use that app with
stop.
her, you know? You might have done it when you were overseas on a trip, but that
Yeah,
didn't make
it was
much sense."
ridiculous.
Yeah. So, let's see. The lawyers were hating on Dan. Yes, that's right. So, did you think about coming to Tallahassee to watch in person?
I wouldn't be able to come right now because I've got my little bean is still she's, like, always in my life. She's not even 3 years old yet,
Oh.
so but I was, telling the chat, I'm like, "I'm going when Wendy is arrested." But
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't know if I can sit in the gallery and not have, like, faces when they say something and not be like, "Georgia, can I come sit with you? I wanna
Yeah.
sit with you."
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of funny because there were some moments when it seemed like people in the gallery were making some noises and stuff, but now I can't remember exactly when that was. I took a bunch of notes,
Yeah,
but I
Zellman was
think,
getting all up in arms and being like, "They're laughing at us." It's like, "You're a joke." Like, what do you want them to do? You're making a fool out of yourselves.
yeah.
What do you expect?
Yeah, you want everybody to leave then, so nobody should be able to watch?
Yeah. And Rashbaum said the same thing. He's like, "These people are making noise." It's like, dude, are you really trying to, like, go by the rules of how people should be acting in the gallery when half of your witnesses have sat in the gallery this whole entire
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, like acting like a bunch of clowns and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, the
yeah.
way that they, just decided to completely disregard the rule of sequestration not once but twice was just mind-blowing to me. Everett's gotta be so ready to be done with this.
Yes, yes, it was kind of interesting to see him getting perturbed and kind of pissed off at times. It's like, "Whoa, this must really be bad if he's, like, pissed off and showing it."
I know, he's so mild-mannered, I feel like, and I feel like still, if that was another judge, I feel like these people would have already the defense team would have probably already been held in contempt already with all the, nonsense they're doing.
Yeah. So closing arguments, from what I've heard, they're still going to have to go through jury instructions where the judge is going to be reading through a bunch of rules and stuff to the jury first before they start closing. So I have no idea how long they're going to take for closing arguments, though it could be like an hour each side or 2 hours each side. So I'm not
Yeah.
sure how long things are going to last, but this has definitely been a lot faster than I expected. That's why I came this week, because I thought it would last past this week.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
same.
with Donna not testifying, Charlie didn't testify, and a bunch of other so-called friends and supporters didn't testify for Donna.
What was the thing this morning when he was like, Jack Campbell told the sheriff to tell the person that we decided today, like, it sounded like they just decided last night at the end of the day that they wanted to bring in another witness,
Yeah.
and they're like, they told her that it wasn't gonna be in her best interest, which it's not, and come to find out, she's like, "The defense wants to talk to me, and I don't know why. Do I have to talk to them?" And they're like, "No."
Yeah, because as the judge said, it's like you didn't even subpoena this person, so you have no way to force the person to show up
Yeah, he
to
wouldn't even tell the
court.
judge who it
What?
was.
Yeah, it's weird.
Really
No, well,
weird.
like, it wasn't it like somebody like Officer Franklin or somebody? It sounded like that, someone who worked for the jail.
Yes, it was some sort of officer, and,
Yeah.
Zellman's making it seem like this is huge conspiracy, like Georgia told Jack Campbell, who told the sheriff, who told this person, and then they sent her on leave so she couldn't testify. It was just really weird. It's like,
Yeah.
stop, but if they're doing shady stuff, they would obviously assume that the state is acting the same way. Like, why would you not think that if you were, you know,
Hmm.
supposedly
Yeah.
doing
Well,
the shady things yourselves?
speaking of officers and detectives, didn't you think it was kind of weird that that guy who is I think, in the sheriff's office, he testified for the defense, not today, but
Yeah,
he was the
yesterday.
one. Yeah, he was the
That
one
brought in
who
the
was.
jail video?
Yeah, video. I was like, this is weird, because usually law enforcement is on the side of the state, but he's testifying for the defense, as if to say that, this video shows that it was Drina who lured Donna over to the table and was writing stuff and bringing over the notebook or whatever. But I think it just bored people out of their minds, because I got up and left after a while. I couldn't do it anymore. It was
No, it
so.
was super boring.
Yeah, it's like, what is this showing? We don't hear anything. We just see them, people walking around and
Just
sitting
their
down.
arms. Like, just
Yeah,
their arms were being shown too. It was
yeah,
really
yeah, and
weird.
Drina's foot tapping and shaking, and then Donna's, like, all the way off to the corner, you can't even really see her.
Yeah,
So
it was really weird, and actually, the father of that guy has been in our chat.
really?
He's been in our live every day because he said one of the first days, he said, "Oh, my son is actually, works for TPD, and he's testifying in the case," and everybody was kinda surprised that, yeah, he was going up against the defense, but, his dad the whole time is like, "What is this even showing? Like, what is the point of this? What is even going on?" So, yeah, it was
Yeah,
weird to everybody.
yeah. Well, I'm not sure about this question, what would have happened if Donna refused to answer the judge? I mean, because luckily she does have 2 experienced attorneys who are there advising her, but I think what Tim or Joe Patuto said is that they were kind of surprised that the judge wouldn't let her just go home. I mean, not go home, go back to jail overnight and think it through and
Her
then give
home.
her decision. Yeah, her home. Yeah. So maybe the judge would have just said, "Okay, you go back to jail and come back in the morning and give us your decision then." Cuz
I
that
agree with
sounds
him.
reasonable.
No, I think they've had plenty of time. This has already been she was supposed to go to trial last September. You know, she already
Mhm,
had an whole extra year to prepare for this. And then
mhm,
yesterday, they weren't prepared. So they sent everybody home at what, 2:45 is when they adjourned. There was plenty
mhm.
of time. So for them to
Yeah.
continue to say, oh, we don't have time, we don't have time, we don't have time. And I said this before court even started. I said, with all the motions that they have been filing, have they even prepared anything for court? Because it seems
Mhm,
like all they've been doing is trying to keep all the evidence out. And
mhm.
what happens? They come and they are seemingly, it seems like they're unprepared for everything. It seems like they didn't even like watch Charlie's trial at 2 times speed the week before you start. So you at least have like some understanding of what's going on. It's crazy. My 10-year-old, I feel like, knows more about this case than the defense lawyers sometimes.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Well, can't we be more objective about Dan? Of course, his death was a tragedy, but lionizing him has some pay. Yeah, but I mean, that's what Stephen Webster said. He said, like, he was a great guy. He was funny. He felt like he was becoming more like his friend. And he was a great father who inspired Stephen Webster to be a better dad. So you can't, I mean, sure, his coworker at the law school called him a pompous ASS in her police interview. And there were other friends that said, oh, he loved a lively debate. He liked to
Mhm.
push people and, like to, discuss things and debate things. But I think in general, there's like an overwhelming flood of people who were just totally devastated when he died. And you can see that in the victim statements that Remy and I have read. And, we're still not done reading all the victim impact statements.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I clearly, I had no idea who Dan was as a person. And it's natural, I feel like, too, because you don't speak ill of the dead, even though, Donna had no problem with doing that. But, I don't think anybody's trying to, pump him up more. I mean, obviously, they were litigious on both sides. It wasn't just Wendy. He was filing motions. He was equally as irritated. But I think, Wendy was aggravating the situation. I feel like she was the instigator for most of this. And I feel like what she was trying to do was elicit these reactions out of him, kind of poke the bear and run away and play the victim when it mauls you. Like that's what she was trying to get out of Dan. She was trying to irritate him to the point where he would do something to warrant her being able to relocate and,
Yeah.
wash
Yeah.
her hands clean of everything.
Yeah, and she totally manipulated people. Even Jeff Lacasse said that he thought Danny was like a horrible, terrible person. Jeff said he often thought that he would like to go and beat
Yeah,
him
beat
up
him
or
up.
beat his ASS or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then he later realized that, look, it was because of what Wendy would say, to manipulate him into thinking that Dan was just this god awful, horrible person, and she
Yeah.
always wants to be the victim.
Yeah, that's exactly what I get off of her. I mean, I have unfortunately had very close relationships with people exactly like Wendy who,
Oh,
try to play this, you know, I'm a saint victim role, but all the while they are the ones that are, trying to instigate, trying to start stuff. And so, it's I to me it's very transparent because I've dealt with this type of personality before. So
mhm.
I'm, able to kind of see through her little, blow up doll, doe-eyed, head
Yeah,
tilt nonsense like a confused dog on the stand. But
yeah. Well, let me ask you this. When you first heard about the case, did you think that Wendy wasn't involved?
I mean, when I first heard about the case, like first heard about it, there was really no information out.
Yeah.
Obviously it was many years. And by that point, I don't really think I even, I wasn't really caught up with it much. I had little babies and stuff. But then, as soon as I started kind of reconnecting with it, immediately, I'm like, she's involved. I mean, that's really what my channel's been pretty heavily focused on is here's all the reasons why I think Wendy's involved. Here are all the really off-putting things that she said in her jail interview. And that, you know, I mean, it's just that is a treasure trove in and of itself. And everybody gives
Mhm.
Isom crap for being like too soft on her. It's like, what did he want him to do? If she would have thought she was a suspect, she would have been gone. We would
Yeah,
have
she
had not a minute of that interview. And we
mhm,
have so many things that are like super damning that she said. Obviously, a lot of, circumstantial, but she said some really, really off things that normal
mhm.
people wouldn't say.
Yeah, like, for example, just a couple of days ago, I talked to the kids about death. Like,
Yeah,
why would she even talk to the kids about death then? That
and she
doesn't make
told the
sense.
kids that night. That night, she didn't even leave the station till almost 8 o'clock at night, went
Yeah.
straight home and told them their dad was dead before he had even passed away.
Really?
Yes, Sarah Youssef says that in her deposition,
Oh.
that she told the kids that night that Dan had passed away.
Oh, okay, I don't remember that, but I definitely remember her saying that Wendy repeatedly kept crying and saying, "I'm going to go to
Yes.
prison for the rest of my life."
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and she said 3 times in the jail interview that she says it once to Isom, "Oh, am I a suspect?" And he says, he kind of like it's very strained. He's like, no, I swear to God, you're not." And she's like, "Oh, I couldn't tell by the way you were talking to me in the car."
Yeah, if I
And
were
it's
a
like, "You didn't
suspect.
know anything in the car. Why would you think you were a suspect in the car?" And then she says it to the jail, Sarah, who was on the stand
Victim's
today,
advocate.
the victim's
Yeah.
advocate. She said, "I was thinking on the way over, could I be framed for something? Why would you even think like this has to do with a
Mhm.
crime?" If you have an ex who's litigious, like maybe he called Child Protective Services on. You know what I mean? Like your
Yeah.
mind wouldn't normally even go there. And then she says it to Jane too.
Mhm.
"Oh, I thought in the car, like, oh, they probably think I'm a suspect." A
Mhm.
suspect for what? The murder you hadn't been told about yet?
Yeah.
Wendy, get your life together.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Judy can be Donna and Jackie can be Wendy. That would be hilarious. Do you like to do comedy too?
Yes, yes.
Oh, that's
That's
great.
all
Do
we
you
do is, poke fun at
Well, do you think that you
at
could I
everybody.
think you do look more like Wendy than I do. Yeah.
The state isn't gonna decide to arrest me.
Yeah.
I hate
Yeah,
when she says that.
yeah. "Oh, I don't know how to spell it,"
Yeah,
Like,
you could spell it with a G, I guess,
yeah.
and then George is like,
You
"Isn't
had
it
it in your
literally
cell
in your
phone
phone?"
as
Yeah.
gibbers. Yeah, yeah. So, yes, I am going to court tomorrow, so I probably should go soon because we're all gonna have to go to sleep early and wake up super early and line up because, actually, I didn't go into the courtroom today because yesterday was so draining and very tightly packed. But yesterday morning, I feel like I got there around, I don't know, like 8:20ish, and there was already a big group of people, at least 30 people milling around right outside the courtroom door
Yeah, that's what I was
waiting.
gonna have to ask, like, are you having to, like, fight for a seat? Are you having to, like,
Sort
elbow your
of.
way up to the front?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it was kind of aggravating, trying to get a seat, and then Patty told me there was at least one person that was getting really rude because he really wanted his seat back after he had left the
Oh,
courtroom.
geez.
I'm like, "What is this? This isn't some
Saving
theater."
seats.
Yeah, there's no theater where you paid for your specific seat. If you leave, somebody can sit there. Yeah. So
So
I think
weird.
is the guy that got kicked out later, haha, because his cell phone went off.
Oh,
So,
geez. I didn't
yeah,
see
but
that.
yeah, people were getting kinda territorial and just kind of obnoxious about seats.
They'll have to
Yeah.
host Wendy's at, like, the stadium or something so
Yeah,
everybody can
I wonder if that's the biggest courtroom, it seems like it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it is too because that's what Donna was trying to fight against is, not having it if she had to have it in Tallahassee, she didn't want it in that courtroom because she didn't want members of the public should be let in. It's like, Donna, you can't run from this. You can't hide. You can't go to
Yeah.
Miami.
Yeah. Oh, Katie is here. Okay, thank you, Katie. So she's the Tallahassee local attorney who does criminal defense here, and hopefully she'll be back tomorrow to help me out again. I stand by what I said about Linda. I really like Linda, but I know her and I've spent time with her.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, the way people are in person and the way people are, on the stand are obviously going to be different. I'm sure that most of these people are lovely individuals outside of this, but, we also have a bias too. We're also
Mhm.
already mad at the defense and everything that the defense brings up. At least I am personally. So,
Mhm.
it's hard to kind of look at these people and, yes, Lashify is the expensive one, but I just
Okay.
do the
Cheap
cheap
knockoff.
ones. Yeah, the cheap
Okay.
knockoffs, and they're way cheaper, and you can get, months worth of lashes for $10.
Mhm. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, I was wondering, like, why does Georgia's hair look so fluffed up in the footage? So,
she
yeah,
was riled up. I live for it. I love Georgia so much. I love when she gets snarky and, yeah, and then she says the word gibberish. It was amazing.
mhm. Yeah, yeah. Well, who do you think was the most interesting witness you saw? Was there someone that made your ears perk up? Like, yeah, I'm totally listening.
For the defense or for the state?
Oh,
Because,
either. Yeah.
um I don't know. I can't even, like, remember what's happened prior to this because it's just especially today. Today felt like such a fever dream, especially with Donna standing up there and being like, "I don't know if I wanna testify or not." It's like, "Get your act together." The whole time, I'm just like, "What is the defense doing? What is going on?" I thought her friends were really
Bizarre.
nothing yes, nothing that the defense has brought up, I feel like, has done anything but further the state's claims that these people are not normal. And,
Mhm.
I loved when Georgia was it Georgia or Sarah? I don't remember. I feel like maybe it was Sarah, but she's like, "Would a typical Jewish grandmother try to dress her grandkids up
Yeah,
as
I think
Nazis?"
Appleman. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and they're like,
Exactly. And I just thought it was weird. Like, why do they keep like emphasizing like she's just being a Jewish grandmother? I was like, what are you talking about? I don't think anybody on the jury is Jewish. I couldn't tell, but I don't think
it was
that.
a weird way to go with it.
Yeah, because I don't think the jurors would be, oh yeah, that's just her culture, and then she's such a great grandma, because she's so attentive. Yeah.
I mean, and granted, like, she did raise those kids, nobody's arguing that, but she also raised them after she killed their dad more than
Yeah,
likely. So,
exactly.
it's like,
Exactly.
congratulations, I guess,
Yeah,
for
because
being awful.
the friend was like, yeah, and then she had to spend even more time raising the grandchildren. I'm like, yeah, because they all killed off their father,
Yeah,
allegedly. Yeah,
allegedly.
yeah. I'm trying to think. Well, I thought the handwriting expert was really cool because I've never heard a handwriting expert testify
Yeah,
before.
that was cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she really knew her stuff and was giving so much detail as to how, she could conclude this was Donna's handwriting. That
Yeah,
was
she's
great.
like, "And it starts in the middle." No, that was really fascinating. I enjoyed that as well. But, yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, probably the part that we were, most riveted by was when they started bringing I think it was Friday when they started bringing in all the new stuff. Like, we sat through all these wires that, we've all heard and, they were all played at Charlie's trial, so we were kind of snooze fest on Thursday, and then
yeah.
Friday comes and they have
Mhm.
all this new dirt, all these new texts, the planner, the planner.
Yeah, the planner with Dan Markel's license plate number and car info in it. Yeah,
Yes,
that's so damning. Yeah. Oh, also, I totally perked up when the two so-called jailhouse snitches testified too.
yes.
That's why I had to make shorts about it. I was like, this is really interesting testimony. But of course, you get a few people commenting and saying, I don't believe them at all. They're just self-serving criminals.
Yeah,
But I thought they sounded pretty credible,
I
though.
agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I believed you know, and then they tried to bring in, the what I think it was yesterday when the defense brought in the or was it today? I don't know. Every day is running together at this point.
Yeah.
But when they bring in the 2 PIs that say that, Patricia was pretty much it's like, no, Patricia first gave the story that she was supposed to give. And how would Rashbaum know to go talk to Patricia? Because the one
Mm.
guy, the second guy, the man, he was hired by Rashbaum and went and
Yeah.
talked to Patricia last year before she was even on the state's witness list.
Yeah.
So
Hmm. Yeah.
not doing any favors for any.
Yeah. I didn't think a lot of the defense witnesses were so underwhelming. I I wasn't like, oh my gosh, now you changed my mind about Donna Adelson. Thank
Yeah.
you for testifying.
No, and
Yeah.
I think the jury's gonna feel the exact same way, and especially it's so good to have, like, you in the courtroom because you're getting to see, kind of their reaction for
Yeah.
obviously, we don't get to see that. I mean, yeah, we're getting to, see the good camera angles, but we're not able to see and that's really where, the meat of this is gonna come in, is how is the jury reacting to
Hmm.
this? And I know
Yeah.
you said yesterday that a lot of them were bored and
Yeah. I saw them just kind of looking down and kind of like, oh my God, get me out of here, because that's how I personally felt. And I had the ability to leave early, whereas those poor jurors, they don't have freedom of walking out if they feel bored or need to
I'm
use the
done.
bathroom or want to get something to eat.
Yeah,
Yeah. And isn't that funny? Your name is Jackie also. So some people are saying Jackie is great. I assume they mean you, not Fulford. So
yeah.
whereas Jackie seems to have checked out in the defense case and yeah, must be Fulford, of course. Yeah. So of course we don't know this because grand juries are supposed to be secret.
I
So
know. But I know as soon as they went to the jury instructions and who was that guy that was sitting next to Georgia? Because we couldn't figure it out. Who was that man that came and
it,
sat at the state.
Jason Newland? Was it Jason Newland, the investigator?
I don't know. It was somebody was when they were doing all the jury instructions, he sat down at the, state's table with right next to Georgia when they were going all over
Oh,
all the instructions, and we didn't know I don't know who it is, but I'm like,
okay.
"Where's Sarah? Is Sarah
Okay, I'll
doing the
have to.
grand jury in the next room over?"
Well, no, I mean,
I'm
mentored
sure she was,
lawyer,
but
yeah, mentored lawyer repeatedly
respectfully.
said that, Wendy's not going to get arrested during Donna's trial because the state is focusing on this case right now. They don't want all this publicity about Wendy being arrested, potentially affecting Donna's
Yeah,
trial. Yeah,
understandable. We're just antsy. We're antsy.
yeah, yeah. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, this one, no, it was not
No,
Dan
that's not
Markel.
yeah,
Yeah, that's not
that's
Dan
the
Markel.
other
That
that's
was
Daniel Sack.
Zach, yeah, the professor. Is
Mhm.
he English or
He w
drama or something
he was a
professor?
theater professor,
Yeah.
which if you wanna learn acting class, Wendy could have maybe, spent some time doing that and not doing other things, but I was researching him for one of my videos, and he writes this book in 2022 called Cue Tears on the Act of
Yeah, I
Crying,
saw
and
that.
I'm
I
like,
saw that. I was like,
"Stop."
maybe he discussed how to cry. And
He
was that,
does.
yeah, yeah,
He's
that
like,
he
"Well."
probably gave Wendy tips.
He
Yeah.
didn't though, he should
Oh,
have, but yeah, he's like, on stage, the use of voice and, breath can, can show crying if you're on stage, he says, "But for camera, the camera demands tears," and it's like, "Wendy, you should be lucky that the cameras at the TPD were so horrendous and we couldn't actually see your tears, but you can tell if a tissue is wet or dry, and come on."
yeah. Yeah. What is this about earrings? Are they talking
Jackie
about
Fulford has 2 different earrings in
Oh,
today.
really?
She had one
Oh,
pearl one and one one gold one. I had to back it up for my chat because it was bugging the hell out of me. I'm
huh.
like, "She
Maybe it
can't
was
even get
deliberate.
herself dressed." I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Well, let's kind of scroll down and see if there are any questions and stuff. Any other things that you really want to mention, like, your thoughts about
Yeah,
the
I
whole
mean, I
case?
agree, they don't have much to work with. I don't feel like there are, many many lawyers that would be able to fix this for Donna, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, they do
and
have a tough case, a crappy case.
yeah,
Yeah.
they have a really tough case. Yeah, we wanted to see Charlie, but honestly, once the once the defense went up and did their opening and Jackie basically pointed, I mean, she's pointed the finger at Charlie and Wendy, Jackie Fulford has,
Yes,
of being guilty,
and
and I
that's
said,
good. That's a good
"It's
strategy.
good, yes, it's good," but I'm like, "Charlie's never gonna testify for them now." Like, if they wanted him to testify on Donna's behalf, you just told everybody that he's guilty, that he's this man. She kept calling him this man too. It
Yeah.
was just really, like, off-putting to me. No,
Mhm.
we wanna see Wendy get arrested. That's what I'm
Yeah,
super excited.
yeah, I'm sure they have more evidence behind the scenes too.
Oh, 100%. I mean, we
Yeah.
learned so much new stuff just in this, and then we know stuff that we still haven't heard. I mean, they said they had what, like 20 something calls from the wiretaps?
Oh,
So when
yeah.
when they did their whole little hearing
Second
about
in
that.
Yeah. Yeah, take to the second investigation. Oh, okay, gotta clear this up. It was Charlie because I interviewed Yendra Velasquez a couple of years ago. She was also interviewed on Jay's channel, and she said very clearly that Charlie was there. Charlie was the one that paid for their chicken sandwiches and red margaritas, and he used Katie's cell phone to take that picture of Wendy and Yendra and Katie on the
Yes.
beach.
So, I
Yeah,
heard
so
something
Wendy
different about
lied.
this.
Huh?
I heard something different about this because there's a channel, that he's done one of my subscribers just turned me on to him the other day, but he basically, like, zooms into the girl's ankle. He's like, "This was taken at 6 o'clock, like, by the shadow of her ankle," and then shows there's a debit card sitting right in front of them, and he pulls it, like, crops it, pulls it out of the picture, and it starts with a W, which to me, it's like, if that was happening if the 3 girls were there, I don't think Wendy would be the one buying the drinks. Like, that seemed a little
Mhm.
off to me. I don't know. I don't have a
Okay,
I
well,
don't have a personal, obviously, that's not something that I've looked into super, super closely, but I just thought that was some interesting, an interesting, kind of take on it.
yeah. Well, I mean, to tell you the truth, with a lot of these, like, newer channels, I just don't have time to watch them because it's, like, stuff that's already been covered and, don't have time. So I typically just watch things like Deep Dive True Crime because he's the OG,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
He's gets
sur
some great stuff.
Yeah, surviving a survivor, depending on the guest. Sometimes I watch it at 2x speed though, because there's a lot of fluff there. I mean, I'm sorry, but I mean, I'm friends with them and stuff, but sometimes I don't have an hour and 40 minutes to spend every day listening to it. So I'll just fast forward through some of
Yeah.
it. And
Joe is
there's,
great. I don't love how wishy-washy Tim has been about,
yeah,
Wendy, but obviously, like, everybody has an opinion. Like, you're gonna have an opinion based on what you think, what you know, you know?
yeah, yeah. So
Oh, I think you muted yourself.
about now.
There you go, you're back.
Yeah, this stupid cheap microphone, sometimes it goes out on me and it's like, ah, yeah. But let me show you, because I'm very proud of this interview. I was so happy when she agreed to be interviewed a couple of years ago. So I also edited
Yeah,
it.
that's awesome.
Yeah, so this is the interview where Yindra talked extensively about her friendship with Katie, what happened that day when she met Wendy at the pool slash beach. And of course, she says that Charlie took the picture and paid for their chicken sandwiches and margaritas.
Yeah,
So,
which I wouldn't doubt. I think it was, like, right down the street from the parents' condo, so, you know.
yeah, it was at the parents'
Mhm.
condo, but she
Yeah.
didn't feel like going up to Donna and Harvey's condo to change, so she just went to the regular bathroom in the lobby, and then she left while Katie and Wendy were still there. So, yeah. So anyway, that's still on my channel. I'll take it off the screen. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
need
is
to go
there
watch that.
thanks. Yeah. So is there anything in particular on your channel that you're very proud of doing? Because you put a lot of work into your videos. It really
Thank
shows.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably that whole Wendy series. I basically took like a 6-week hiatus from doing anything on YouTube and just put about the whole series. It's like a 7-part series. I think it ends up being around 11 hours total, but I poured over. It's especially that police interview, but, really kind of like I have a photographic memory. If I hear something once, I can kind of picture like, trying to remember like, okay, which trial did Wendy say? Like I can remember how her hair looked or like what angle the camera was, so I'm able to find it pretty quickly. Um, but yeah, just going through and kind of playing seeing all this stuff side by side and the inconsistencies or seeing like, her doing something and then Jeff talking about it has really kind of, especially even for me, this is why I started doing it in the first place was just kind of getting my brain, right with it. Up, you're muted again, Judy.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'm
there you
trying
go.
to
You came back.
yeah. No, I'll mute myself sometimes
Oh,
because
okay.
if the other person is talking, I don't want any like reverberation or
Breathing.
sound getting mixed up. Yeah. So, when did you start doing YouTube?
I started back in 2014 and
Mhm.
did like the makeup thing for a while, but then I went to one of the big, like, I was in with Ipsy, which was like that little like makeup bag that you would
Oh,
get
yeah.
with like
Yeah.
samples of his stuff. But they sponsored me going out to San Francisco and I met James Charles like when he first was coming out and stuff.
Mhm.
And just, like, everybody talking about, like, the algorithm and doing this and, like, you have to have your thumbnail it was just like, "Ugh, this is too much for me." Like, I just didn't it just turned me off to the whole thing. I'm like, "I was doing this because it was fun, and, like, you guys have made it not not fun for me anymore."
Mhm.
But, yeah, I'm like, "I do this because I like it." Like, I don't care about, you know, where I'm popping up or the subscriber count or the money. I mean, and it's just I have to be passionate about something to even do it.
Yes.
Probably one of my, it's kind of shadow banned on my channel because it's, a more scandalous topic is I do like this huge deep dive into Charlie's, going overseas for the CSA thing and, how Wendy's and human trafficking and everything. And there's been kind of a lot of rumors about, some weird relationships between Charlie and Wendy. Have you heard the phone call where Charlie's telling Donna that he saw this cute girl in the
Yeah.
courtroom?
Yeah, that was creepy. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
was looking at her, and then Dan Rashbaum had to tell him, "Hey, stop smiling over there at your sister," or
Yeah.
something.
He's like, "I
Yeah,
didn't recognize her by the way she did her hair." And I, like, have in the
weird,
video popped up, like, this is how
creepy.
Wendy's always done her hair. She's in high school with her hair like this. Like, it's just
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
feel like they probably did have some sort of weird incestuous relationship,
Yeah, well,
especially
even Jeff says it.
yeah, yeah. And also, did you hear that fancy fiction phone call where, they were talking like lovers? That was the only call that we heard where Wendy was talking to Charlie. And
No, I need to go find that.
"Hey," like all this sexy talk, and then I was like, "Geez," like, he didn't even talk in such a loving, intimate tone with June or any of the other girls or female
No.
friends.
I
Yeah,
know, and I found this one
weird.
because I was, like, able to clean up some of the audio, and there was this one, conversation in particular that's that I haven't heard anywhere. And, he's talking, he's dating June. He's
Mhm.
talking about this other 19-year-old that
Hispanic
he's
girl with the fat legs. Yeah.
no, no, not even that one. Another
Another one?
one. Another
What?
one. And he's like, "She's 20 now, but I guess I'll bang her a couple more
Oh,
times." And,
yeah.
I
Yeah,
really
I
liked her because
remember
she was
that.
young. And then he's like, "And this other girl was in his apartment, and she's crying because he's finding out that he screwed some girl in the Philippines, and
Mhm.
June, meanwhile, is there." So he's got, like,
Yeah.
4 girls there. He's doing all of them, and, he's having this whole talk about 'em, and then he's just disparaging June, who I think is the most lovely, sweetest
She
thing,
was too nice and too good for him because she was so devoted,
completely,
and she really thought he was the one,
completely.
Prince
I
Charles.
know. I
Yeah.
know, and I'm like, everybody gives her so much, garbage. I'm like, we literally have met June at the worst part of her life in a terribly stressful situation where she was forced to, in I'm sure in her mind, betray this
Mhm.
person who she felt like she was gonna have a life with. Like, they were making plans. Like, whatever you think of Charlie, like, we've all dated somebody that probably all of our friends could see through very easily, and we're like, "But daddy, I love him." Like,
Aw, yeah, yeah. Well, by the way, shout out to people who joined as new members. Tanika, love her channel. She got that Charlie van transport
yes,
video, which is great. I
yes.
hope you've been getting tons of views on that. Thank you
Yes,
for that.
I watched that when it premiered, Tanika, that was everything, and I just showed a couple of minutes of it on my live because people were asking for it. I'm like, "Go to her channel and watch the rest because it's so good,
Yeah, yeah, that
so
was
good."
amazing. Thank you.
Yes, your Ryan
Ryan
video.
Fitzpatrick. Well, some people got
Oh my
mad
god.
because they're like, "This guy is so sleazy, why'd you
I love
interview
him
him?"
too.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
and when he's literally, like, banging on the somebody's banging on the
That was
door
his
asking for
friend. His
steroids.
friend was just playing a joke on
I
him because
figured
he
that's what
knew.
it was.
Yeah, it was a joke. That's why when I
You're
rebroadcast
like
that video, I edited part of that out because I was like, "This is so embarrassing." That was
I
not really
know.
someone looking to buy steroids, it's his doofy childish friend
You could
playing
you
a
could
joke.
I felt like it came across as that, but, like, he at first was like, "Get the hell
Yeah, he
out of
kinda,
here."
like, jumped off. So maybe that's why it got so many views, the original live stream, because it was so weird. Yeah,
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 it was so funny.
yeah.
Okay, the
So
Ice
what's
and
this?
Wendy lunch at her house.
Mhm.
Okay, so I have the records from the TPD. Isom, the second that they get over at the house, well, maybe not the second. So they go to Dan's house.
Mhm.
The house is still in her name, not just the utilities, the house, from
Oh,
according
yeah,
to the police reports.
yeah.
Isom sent an officer to go do surveillance on her house. While he sent Officer Brandon, he told Officer Brandon, "This is what her car looks like. Go sit at the." And meanwhile, I don't know if you've seen the crime scene photos. The
Yes.
only house that was blocked off is Dan's. The
Oh,
police tape is right in front of his mailbox, right
yes.
between his
Yeah, I
house and
saw
Mr.
that
Geiger's
picture.
house. So when she's like, "Oh, it's just I just the tape," it's like you drove right up to the house that
And
you
it
also
said
used to
crime
live
scene,
in.
and it
It
said
says crime
crime
scene.
scene tape,
There's
not just
yes.
a yellow piece of tape.
Yes,
Yeah,
and there's a forensic van there, there's, like it's
yes,
swarming with
multiple.
cops. Yeah, but he sent, I think it was Officer Cherry, I might be wrong about that, but he sent another officer to surveil her house, and he must have just missed her because he sat there for, like, 2 hours and didn't see her until they called him off and said, "Oh, we found her at the restaurant."
Oh,
Which I
okay.
think they followed her because if you watch I don't know if it was from Katie's retrial or her original trial, but the, defense is crossing Brannon and they're like, "So you saw her coming up, like, you knew this was probably Wendy and you didn't pull her over?" And he's like, "Well, I didn't have reason to execute a traffic stop."
Yeah, that was weird. That
Yeah.
sounded lazy. It's like, why didn't you immediately, be like, "Okay, gotta follow this person," or
Well,
tell
he couldn't
another.
leave.
Yeah,
Well,
tell
he
somebody
did.
else.
He
Yeah.
did. He told Isom. He told Isom because Georgia gets back up there and she does or redirect, and she says, "Did you tell who you were supposed to tell when you saw this?" And he says, "Yeah, I told him immediately," which that would have been Isom, the lead investigator. And she says, "Was it your job to trail her basically and to see what she was up to and see where she
Mhm.
was going. He says, "No, that was somebody else's job." So that to
Mm,
me said somebody, Isom probably got right on the horn and said, "Listen, I've got a maroon Honda Odyssey on
mm.
their way to buy bullet bourbon, not bourbon, but whiskey."
Well, they didn't know at that point
I
that
know.
she was going to get bullet rye whiskey. Yeah, what's this Donna song? Did you make up a song about Donna?
Yes, I have a song.
Okay,
I
do you
have
wanna
a
sing it? Like, how does it go?
uh, Donna got arrested and then she got molested. Donna was extorted, but she didn't report it. It's a whole song. It's like 3.5 minutes long, and I did, you know, all the visuals with it. It took an
Oh,
insane amount of time to edit that 3-minute long
oh, so it's still on your
video.
channel so we can sing
Yes,
it?
yes, it's
Okay,
on the
we will
channel.
learn it. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Is that one of your hobbies? Making
No,
music?
I was just inspired by her absolute, disaster of an Arthur hearing, getting up there and, you know, shaking on the stand and doing all this stuff. So I've got her little like because they zoom in on her shackled little feet at one point.
Mhm.
So like during the interlude of the song, I've got her little shackled feet going back and
Oh,
forth.
okay, I gotta see it. Yeah, I'm sorry I missed it then.
It's pretty
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, you do have great video editing skills. The stuff that I've seen, I'm
Thank
like,
you.
"This must have taken you, like, 10 hours to put together because I know how hard it is to do these edited, discrete videos." So,
Yeah, usually it's to do, like, an hour to 2-hour long video, usually it's about 100 hours just in editing. I'm sure I could
wow.
find software. I'm sure if I did it on my computer, it'd be faster, but I usually do it on either my phone or my tablet because I need to be mobile. Like, I have kids, I can't sit in front of my computer all day, but
Mhm. Yeah, that's great. Okay, well,
oh,
let's
yeah, the
just
spitting in court.
yeah, Zelman, apparently he was chewing tobacco or
Dipping.
something and spitting it. That's disgusting.
It's
Gross.
some gum or something, like and somebody I saw somebody, scold Patty for chewing gum in her live the other day. She's like, "What's it to what's it to you?" I'm like, "I hope I get so famous that somebody's scolding me for chewing gum
Yeah,
some
people
one
have
day. You've made
people
it."
scold me too. They're like, "Ew, I'm tuning out now because you're so, like, rude chewing gum," or, "Why are you chewing gum or doing
So
this?" I'm like,
stupid.
"Because I have throat problems, and actually, unfortunately, I don't have any more lozenges left to suck on, but I would chew, like, ginger chews that are good for keeping my throat
How
moist,
dare you?
not all dried up. But yeah, I mean, people will criticize you for everything on YouTube, so you do
It's
have to
very easy to
thick
do behind a
skin.
screen, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Mia, for helping to promote Deep Dive True Crime because he's the
Oh,
true
he's great.
OG of the case.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching his live. I fell asleep kind of early last night and I got up at 11 and he happened to be having a live and yeah, and then I have to sing other people's songs too so I don't get a copyright.
Cool.
So I have a, a part of the Space Odyssey song by David Bowie, but I sing
Oh.
it as Ground Control to Major Scum when
Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah, we love songs because Mona and I do comedy sometimes, so we
I know
started
I was watching it the other
thank
night. So
you. Yeah, we
funny.
started ending
Yeah,
them with,
Donna.
some sort of song like, the Annie Tomorrow song or
Yes, or the Bye
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 Bye.
Birdie song.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
Kim McAfee in Bye Bye Birdie. I
Oh, what?
played I played Kim McAfee, the part that, uh, the lead in Bye Bye Birdie in high
Cool.
school.
That's great. So you know that "Put on a Happy Face" song?
Yes,
You wanna
yes.
sing
I
it?
didn't sing that one.
Oh.
I sang, the other one, "So Lovely to Be a Woman." That
Mhm.
one. I was like the teenage girl who got to kiss Conrad.
Oh, okay, I actually don't know much about the musical, but
It's a
Mona
good movie with Anne
mentioned it.
Margaret. It's super
Uh-huh.
cute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's just kind of, scroll down here, see if there are any quick questions and stuff. Um, so what are you gonna cover once this trial is over?
Oh my gosh, I'm working on, like, 7 videos right now, so I'm like, I should
Wow.
probably finish one instead of starting a new one, but there's so much material, and I was really so disappointed, I'm like, when Rashy went, and I'm like, "Oh, daddy Rash bum." That's probably one of my favorite things. I have this, and I've made it into a short, but I have remember when Luis was just staring a hole through Charlie during
Yeah,
that
yeah, I have a
sidebar,
short. Yeah,
unblinking?
uh-huh,
So I made a portion in one of my, it's at the end of one of my Wendy videos, but it's in, like, a David Attenborough voice, and it's like,
uh-huh.
"Tiny Charlie, his the elders of his pack walk away from him," and, it's like, basically, Luis is the predator, and Charlie is just the poor little helpless prey who's sitting there on the Serengeti by himself, but I'm
Oh.
like, besides my kids, this may be my favorite thing that I've ever made.
Yeah. Well, as mentor lawyer told me long time ago, he said this family deserves all the ridicule because when I started doing comedy and making fun of them, some people were really upset and they're like, this is so unprofessional. This is beneath you. And, you know, they should, they're innocent till proven guilty, yada, yada, but I was like, well, some people really like it too. So you can't really
Yeah.
please everybody. So
No, you can we have that's all we do is, like, make fun of them. Like, I have 2 rules in my channel. You can hate Wendy and you can't hate June. And that's it. I even made, like, a little snark alert thing. I know because some people come in and they're like, "This is like pitchforks," and it's like, "Yeah, these people are terrible." So if I'm
yeah.
sorry, if we're poking light fun at them to get us through the day until they are all locked up, like, that's what we will do.
Yeah. Yeah. I suddenly have a craving for some Wendy's chicken nuggets with barbecue sauce now. And somebody said that the Wendy's cost the transport van guy $36. I was like, that sounds extremely expensive
Maybe he
for a
bought it for
biggie
both of
pack.
them.
Huh?
Maybe you bought it for both of them. I
Yeah,
know
but
when Tanika posted that little, like, teaser, I'm like, "Why is he so excited?" But that was right before he got the chicken nuggets. He's like,
yeah.
"My man, my
And it was so
man."
gross when he was licking his fingers. I was like, that is so gross. When's the last time he washed his fingers? It was disgusting. Yeah.
It was so gross, but so good. And out of all the fast food restaurants, there's no way that was just an accident that that guy
Yeah, yeah.
decided to
Was
stop
it
at
just a
Wendy's.
coincidence? What are the
No way.
chances? Yeah, what are the
No
chances
way.
that was just a coincidence they
That
took
was
him to Wendy's?
amazing. And then I was watching because she had and I didn't see this before, but she had the Donna transport video too, and
Yeah.
Tanika makes the funniest comment when because the lady's like, "She's buckled in, we're ready to go," and Tanika says, "She looks like a baby bird waiting for her mom to give her a worm." Because Donna's like, "Where are
Oh,
we going?" And the
oh,
lady's
well,
like, "You don't have to know,
I feel
slam."
so I did feel a little bit sorry for Donna, though, because it looked like she was clearly in distress and
Yeah,
people
she was
kept saying
confused. 'Cause
benzo withdrawal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, she's no, not the first video. She has
Oh,
an Tanika has another transport when she's going from she's going from Leon County to Wakulla.
okay. Maybe did I see that? Maybe I didn't see it.
It was just put out 2 weeks ago. I missed it
Yeah, I
too.
gotta yeah, I mean, all these things were, like, blending into my head because every day it would be like, "Oh my god, I gotta watch this video and that video, and this person has
But I'm
something."
glad you brought up withdrawal because that's the first thing I thought of. I was like,
Yeah.
'cause I mean, by Charlie's own admission, she was on painkillers and she was on, Xanax, probably Ativan, whatever else. There's this, like, one, wiretap that she's obviously very messed up on it. He talks to Harvey first, and then she gets on, he's like, "Mom, are you feeling better?" She's like, "Yeah, so much better,
Oh,
Charlie." Like
oh, is that the one where he tells her to have some red wine plus the
Yes!
Xanax? Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah,
Well, I
like he's
think
a
this was
real
after it.
MD.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, Charlie is a professional.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and scroll down real fast because I think I do need to get going.
I
We
know,
have
we
to
all
wake
need
up
to sleep.
super early. Tomorrow's a big day. Yeah, I love this name, Charlie's Chicken Nuggets.
I know, it's so funny.
But
There's somebody in
sometimes,
my chat too that said her
yeah.
name is Wendy Adelson's fake tears. I'm like,
Oh,
too much.
yeah. Yeah, there are
Yeah.
just so many funny screen names, you just
She's
wanna
perjured
laugh.
herself over and over, and I read off of a my I went made sure to find it on a Miami lawyer, and right in his he had a whole blog about, like, if you are perjuring yourself on the stand, it doesn't matter, limited use immunity, it's done. You are not protected under that anymore according to this, you know,
Yeah,
fancy Miami lawyer. So
yeah.
fancy, as Donna
Well,
would
it's still
say.
hard. Yeah, it's still hard to prove that the person deliberately lied because she often says, like, "I don't really remember, but maybe,
I
it
think
was so long ago." Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's why she answers the way that she does to kind of protect
of
herself and be
course.
like, "Oh, well, I said, like, I think I might have, or I don't think I would have said that."
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
like,
that sounds like something that I don't
yeah,
know,
your
she's just
memory's great when you want it to be.
yeah, she's very manipulative, and
I
she's
wanna see her locked up so bad, it's like, I can taste it almost.
well, yeah, yeah. Let's see, I'm sorry, let me scroll through so quickly. Thank you guys for being here. Um, yeah, we probably do have to play the Donna song at the end of the show. I'm not sure if I can find it that
If
quickly.
you go to my channel, it's not far down. If you go to the videos tab, it'll be, it says Donna song, it says inspired by Roberta Glass.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
yeah,
So how
it's a
far
quick
down is it, do you think?
it's it's not very far down, it's, like, right below, my Wendy series. Here, I'll pull up
Well, I see the song
the
about
summary.
her Arthur hearing.
Yes, that's it.
That's it? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, well, we'll play it then if you're okay with that, right?
yeah.
Because you're right here giving me permission.
I'm right
Like,
here.
yeah. Okay, cool. Okay. Let
Yep.
me I think I'm gonna see an ad, sorry, because 'cause I'm too cheap to pay for premium. So, somebody was like, "I'm tuning off your channel because you made us watch an ad." So
Somebody was saying that they're like, "I don't watch ads because they watch it through, like, a certain browser."
Says she
yeah.
got
Oh, oops. Okay, so I'll rewind it. Okay, ready? Okay.
this is a great song. Wow. I love it. Oh, uh, oh, right. Oh God, that's creepy. Oh, gosh. Yes, it's
Watch
Jackie.
what magnesium does
Whoa,
to your
yeah, and
bowels.
lights it
Watch
down
what
to like
magnesium does to your
I know,
bowel.
I hate those trashy YouTube commercials. It's like all sorts of sketchy commercials that I
I want
see.
to see Wendy arrested so bad, but I don't know if anything will beat Donna's perp walk out of the airport while the smooth jazz plays in the
Yeah,
background, and she's
yeah,
just shamefully taken through the airport.
yeah, the two-step.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah.
Wow, that is great. So did you write I mean, like, what did you do? Or is there some sort of AI music
Yeah,
generator thing?
I wrote it, and then this is before I had a microphone, so I had AI sing it, but yeah,
Mhm.
it was I told everybody that I'll re-record, my own version now
That's
that I have a mic.
amazing. That's
Yeah,
amazing. And then I'm sure it took you forever to get all those little clips and the
yes,
copyright-free footage, B-roll, whatever the
yes,
old person,
yeah.
grabbing at their back and looking miserable and stuff.
I
Oh
know,
my
well, it's
gosh.
like, I have so much I'm not getting, like, copyright struck, but, like, obviously, I have, a lot of references to certain so I'm like, "Oh, I can just sing the songs myself," and then there's, like, a Moana song that I sing, when Georgia asks Jeff, "When's Wendy's birthday?" And he goes, "April 22nd." Birthday.
Uh,
And so I have, like, a little part with Moana where she's, like, coming out and, like, the lava monster, I turn Wendy into the lava monster, and "I will cross all of Trescott to find you." And I'm like, "I hope I
wow.
don't get I hope Disney doesn't come after me," but they didn't. So I
No.
found the
Yeah.
loophole lawyer.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you enjoy him because he's very controversial.
I
So
love it. His political incorrectness fits right into my
yeah, because
right into
sometimes
my
you have
mood.
to bring some humor into it. We're making fun of very evil, terrible people.
Terrible people,
Yes.
terrible people.
And we're
I
not
know.
gonna be on the jury, so it's okay because somebody else just left me a comment today or yesterday saying like, "Oh, I used to like your channel, but it looks like you don't believe people are innocent until proven guilty, and
No,
you
we
don't
still believe
believe
in
in
the
the
justice
Constitution."
system. Yeah,
Huh?
but we can still make fun of people too. It's a free country. Do you not
Yeah,
believe
there's
in
gotta
that?
be humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, Mia loves it. Yes, we understand how hard it is to
Yeah.
edit these things. Plus, your singing is beautiful. Did you ever sing professionally?
No, I was in musicals and stuff, and, it was funny because I, like, did, community theater probably, like, 10 years ago. I went back and found, like, a little community theater, and the first play that I'd ever tried out for was The Wizard of Oz, and I got Dorothy's understudy, and then all these years later, I went and I got Dorothy's understudy again as, like, a,
Oh,
34-year-old, but then I played Gypsy Rose Lee in the next production, and that was
cool.
the first, musical that I ever saw when I was little. My grandma took me on Broadway, and we left during the stripper scene. She was like, "This is filth. Let's go, Jacqueline. Let's get
Oh,
out of here."
oh,
But
wow.
yeah, so that
So
was a fun
what are
event.
your favorite songs? Like, do you have some sort of, like, songs you must sing when you do karaoke or something?
I love all things Whitney Houston. I love,
Mhm.
all things. I saw Celine Dion. I got second row seats to Celine Dion like
Wow,
right before uh,
or
COVID
health
shut everything
problems.
down. And I was
Oh,
like, yeah, so this is like in 2019. I think we went in January of 2019. I'm like the last two concerts that I went to, because my husband and I were supposed to go see Michael Jackson before he died. And
oh,
I was so sad about
oh,
that. And I'm like, oh, so, like, we got front row seats to Barry Manilow,
wow, Barry
which I
Manilow.
turn around and, like, take a screenshot or picture of me and Barry Manilow. I'm like, "Look, selfie with Barry Manilow." and then we saw Celine Dion. But yeah, I like I like all those old school 90s ballads.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh, what is Jackie's channel? It's her name, Jackie
Jackie
St.
St. Germain.
Germain.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, I think Mia put a link in the chat too, but this is also being live streamed on her channel too. So hopefully both of us will get a few more subscribers from doing this,
Yeah, I told everybody, I said, I don't know how to pull up chat or anything. I said, so go to her go to her channel if you want to talk to us. I said, just to give
Oh.
mine a like and then head over to Judy.
Oh, this is hilarious. That ending about bowels was apt or appropriate. That's true because her first said, my mom's up at 2 a.m. with nonstop diarrhea.
I'm sure you are, Donna. It's
Out
another
after
guilty
the
conscience.
bump, and Sammy scared her. Yeah, see, I don't want to even pay $18 because my YouTube revenue is so dismal and pathetic. And I just paid $250 to renew a StreamYard subscription. So
See,
yeah, YouTube takes too much out of me.
Yeah. See, YouTube was like the only thing I consume, so I already pay for it. And then when my lives come on, I'm like, I keep them ad free because I didn't realize, like, I mean, I've had YouTube that I've been paying for so long that I kind of forgot. And so somebody's like, the ads are coming, I'm getting behind, and so I have all the ads turned off when I'm doing because I've been live streaming the trial every day.
Yeah.
Yes, Dorothy's understudy.
Wow. Okay. Well, I think I probably should get going. I'm so
Yes,
sorry,
you need
but
to go to
I'm
sleep.
so pooped, and I also had a live stream during lunch with Loophole Lawyer, so
I
my
know, I saw
throat is
that.
all like abraded and stuff, and we're gonna do more talking tomorrow. So yeah, but I'm so excited. Closing arguments, it's going to be awesome to see how Georgia or Sarah wraps up this whole thing with a bow. They're so prepared.
So how long do you think the jury's going to take?
I would guess less than 2 hours because Charlie's was almost 3 hours, but that also included them eating lunch.
Yeah, I think this will too. I feel
Yeah.
like they'll be done.
Yeah, lunchtime.
Hopefully
Yeah.
they'll be done before lunch and then send everybody away.
Yeah, let them have a free lunch before they finish up and can leave.
Now,
Yeah.
are they all just going to look at each other and be like, do we know what we want to say? Do we even have to deliberate? All right, let's go. Let's
because I
chow
think
down and fill out the
that's what
forms.
I've heard. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Usually they'll just do an informal poll first amongst the jurors and be like, how do you feel? How do you feel? And then start talking about more details if they have to try to explain themselves to each other.
Yeah. I don't
But
see this going any other way.
Yeah. That would be a huge shock if she's found not guilty. I'm like 95% sure she's going to be found guilty.
Yeah,
Or maybe higher.
Yes, the text when she says, your brother protected you for years and now you're not guilty and we all know I'm next. But I'll take care of that.
We
Like,
know I'm
Donna, what are
next.
you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
How are you putting all this stuff? And then she saves everything.
Mhm.
Too. It seems like Donna saves everything. They took like 6 cell phones from them, I feel like, during the search.
Yeah,
and stuff
she
between her
just
and
dug her hole deeper and deeper with all her stupidity and trying to bribe people or trying to manipulate her jail mates and everything. I mean, I feel like she's a goner. Yeah.
Why? I mean, just like show you already have the consciousness of guilt being caught on tape talking about you're going to flee to a non-extradition country, and then you're arrested literally at the airport getting on the plane, and then you're in jail trying to pay people to testify for you. It's just you can't even make this stuff up.
That's right. Like innocent people don't just go frantically trying to get a last minute emergency visa to go to Vietnam after talking about looking for non-extradition countries. Yeah.
And saying specifically, like, I'm not going to last in prison.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's doing great. She looked like she was having fun in those jail videos that I saw. She didn't have a limp. Sciatica seems to be all cleared up.
She looked spry. She was walking
arms
around
are
quickly.
Fine.
Yeah, exactly.
You know when that was? When they filmed that?
I
don't know. I zoned out during all that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe was it December or
'cause obviously she
February.
wasn't in
February?
protective custody yet.
Yeah, yeah. No, maybe it was February because December was when Drina started talking to the investigators about,
Yeah.
Donna approaching her. So, yeah, it's definitely gotta be after December, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
She looked
maybe
like she
someone
was
in
living a
chat
good life.
knows.
And
Yeah.
I said, "Listen, you get to sit around in your
Oh,
tub and watch TV
thank
and
you.
they cook for you." Oh, December? Okay, good.
December? Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
I'm like, "That sounds like a
Yeah.
vacation to me." You don't have to clean, you have no
I
responsibilities,
know.
you sit on your tab and you watch TV all day with a bunch of other
Somebody's
women.
cleaning for you, so you
Sign me up.
have to stress out about working and being on time anywhere and, you
Yes.
know, family problems.
I'll take a week. I'll take a week. 4
A week is
seasons?
great.
Forget it. This is free.
Yeah, clear my head at the Leon County Jail. How
It's like an
much is it?
all-inclusive resort, Donna. My god. I mean, you don't have the pool or the bellboy, but come on.
Free clothing, free utilities, free tablet.
Yes. Nice shoes, the slides, the purple is a nice color
Oh,
on you.
God.
What are you complaining about?
Watch all the TV and play cards and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sounds
it's
like a
not it
great
didn't look
time.
that
It's a
bad.
retirement community.
I was surprised it looked so modern. It looked
Yeah,
like a high
is
school
that
room.
yes, I think that was the one where that was the annex. So that was, like, the
Yeah.
temporary building that they like, just a temporary steel building. Yeah,
Mhm.
free bologna sandwiches, all the bologna you can eat.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay, well, it's great talking
Thank
to you. So
you.
hopefully we'll do some more. Maybe you can join us for more comedy because we're gonna be grasping at straws as
Oh,
to
yeah.
entertain ourselves once this trial is over until Wendy's trial, right?
I know.
Yeah.
Hopefully that'll be quick. I told my subscribers that I will put back to back her, the state isn't gonna decide to arrest me with her arrest, and I'll just
Yeah.
scream that for 24 hours straight.
Okay, yeah, that would be cool, and you'll make up a new song too. That's
I
gonna be
have a
so
Wendy
great.
song already in the books. I have a Wendy and Charlie, I just haven't had time to make the video for it.
Oh, okay,
But yes,
cool.
we need to get rest for
Okay.
the big
Yeah.
day tomorrow.
Thank you guys. Yeah, justice for Dan. So tomorrow's the big day. Hopefully we'll get a jury, decision by the end of the day
I
or
think so.
Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Okay.
be surprised if it went to Friday, so
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't know.
Well, thank you so
Yay,
much
thank
then. We'll be
you.
in touch. Okay, take
All
care.
right, thanks
All right,
everybody.
guys.
Bye,
Thank you all.
Judy.
Thank you.